So we're still at the end of the Ashby Arm. We're just about to take off. We've just stopped and topped up with water and everything. And we were just waiting for this hire boat to turn around at the winding hole, because they tried to go to the very end winding hole, which only allows 52-foot boats. Yeah. And they're obviously a little bit bigger than 52 foot.
I think they're
and they had to come all the way backwards along the canal to come to the big turning point. That's just before the swing bridge.
Yeah.
That's why we didn't go up there, because our 60-foot boat is definitely not going to make it.
No.
So, but they've turned now. So let's go.
Yep.
So the end of the Ashby is really nice and really quiet moorings as well, because not a lot of people come up and stay the night. They tend to come up, turn around and go back.
Yeah.
So there's quite a lot of moorings, especially if you go past the swing bridge. And there's a breeze, which is nice.
There's nothing really at the end of the canal to really stop for.
No, so unless you want a nice quiet mooring spot, there's not a lot to stop there for. So I think that's why a lot of people just tick it off their list. Seen that, let's go. We would have stayed another night there because it's 48-hour moorings. We only stayed one night, but it's a very sunny, hot day, and there's no shade for most of the day. You get a bit in the afternoon, but it was getting a bit hot.
Yeah.
So we decided we'll move on to a nice shady spot where we can be cool. Hey Pixel, you want to be cool as well, don't you?
Yep.
I don't know if you can hear it, but there's some squealing going on in the engine bay. We've got a loose fan belt, so we're going to have to somebody's going to have to go in the engine bay and tighten that up this afternoon once we stop.
That's you?
Yeah, that's me.
I can't get in and out.
Yeah. Back through the tunnel.
Yeah.
It was nice and cool in there. We wanted to stay in there, didn't we?
Yeah, exactly. It'd be nice if they had like tunnel moorings.
Oh my goodness. So, as you can probably tell from my face and my hands and my gorgeous engine attire, I have been in the engine bay this afternoon. And the squealing that we had from earlier when we were running the engine, we knew it was a fan belt because fan belts make those noises. We didn't realise that the alternator was completely detached from the engine. So it looks like the bolts that hold the alternator in place have just vibrated out after, as they do. And that was the reason why the belt was loose. So it was an easy fix. The bolts were still there. We could still find them. They'd just sort of fallen into the engine bay. Put them back on, tightened them up, tightened the alternator belt, and as you can hear, maybe, depending how good the sound quality is, but there's no more squealing, which is nice. Squealing is not nice to be cruising along with. So, mission accomplished, and I am gonna go take a shower now. So we are heading back down the Ashby towards the Coventry Canal. We're nowhere near the Coventry yet, we've still got quite a few miles, and we're not planning on getting to the Coventry today or tomorrow or anytime soon really. But we are heading towards the town of Hinckley because we need to get some more shopping, and we also need to see if we can find a hardware to get some new bolts, because when we got in the engine the other day we thought we fixed the issue. However, the bolt hasn't just shaken itself loose now, it's actually broken off.
Yeah.
So we need to get
bolt extractor,
a left hand drill bit, some bits and pieces to try and remove this broken bolt and put a new one in. 2 new ones.
Yeah.
So we're going to see how that goes. Mechanic's worst job apparently. Trying to remove broken bolts. Always something with the boat. So I'm going to start by saying I did not break the boat again. It's not my fault. So apparently we are still moving, so our boat's not broken down, but the generator that sits on top of our engine that helps us get 240 volt power has snapped the bolts from the bracket that holds it in place, and it's, according to the mechanic that we found at the Ashby Boat Company, it's a big job. So he's ordered the parts for us, but we aren't getting enough power by just running the engine
with the alternator,
with our normal alternator. So we've decided to head to Trinity Marina and stay there for a couple of nights until the part gets here and the mechanic can fix it for us. But I just want to say, it's not my fault. I'm not getting blamed for it again. We are currently heading the wrong way up the Ashby.
Down the Ashby.
Up the Ashby.
Yeah, we're running up the Ashby, we're supposed to be going down the Ashby.
We're supposed to be going back down the Ashby towards the Coventry Canal. But we do need to get something fixed on our engine. And that means we stopped in Trinity Marina for two nights. And now we have turned around and we are
headed
back to the Ashby Boat Company, where a lovely engineer is going to sort out our engine for us. our engine, well, not really our engine, our generator is fixed. The lovely engineer at Ashby Boat Company, Mark, did a really quick job of it, all fixed and sorted and working perfectly fine again. So thank you very much, Mark, we really appreciate it. Don't know what we'd do without our generator.
Yeah.
So now we are heading back, still the wrong way, up the Ashby.
So we can turn around, basically.
So that we can turn around. We need to get to the next winding hole, and then we're going to turn around and come back again. Then we'll be heading the right way.
Yeah, at least we'll say we've seen this section of the Ashby Canal quite thoroughly.
Yeah, we know this part like the back of our hands. There are worse places to be stuck.
Yeah.
We've just turned around at Sutton's Wharf there.
We're going the right direction.
We're going the right direction now. Ryan started the winding process and then he just abandoned it and gave it to me.
Yeah, Maggie's much better at it. It was plenty, like, big enough winding hole, plenty of room, but there was a boat moored in the winding hole, as well as, like, it got really windy and gusty.
So the professional had to take over.
Well, I would be quite happy to do it if the boat wasn't there, because, you know, if I hit the bank, I'm not really damaging anybody's property except for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, didn't want to damage someone else's boat.
No.
When I inevitably fail.
You'll get there, sweetie.
Every time I try to have a go at winding, there's always like someone moored opposite of the winding hole, on the winding hole, or super windy. The canal's got something against me.
So we are now heading in the right direction.
On the Ashby.
Towards the Coventry Canal.
Having a good time there, Pixel.
Now.
Brian's recording it. I didn't break the boat. Brian's fault. I didn't have to get in and fix it.
Well, I went to turn it on. It was already broken by that point.
Right, while you're in there, grab the voltmeter.
Brian, can you get me the voltmeter, please?
So we located the voltmeter.
Yes. Now I just got to figure out how to use it.
Bam, bam, bam.
I'm definitely a lot dirtier than when I started.
Yeah.
So we think we found the issue as to why our engine is not starting today.
With some support from across the pond.
Yeah, called up my dad, who used to be a mechanic, not a boat mechanic, but he used the Beta Marine troubleshooting guide.
Yeah.
And we tried the batteries. The batteries are all working fine. We got the multimeter. We figured out how to work that.
Seems like most of the power coming from the batteries going through the lines. What did we find?
We found a blade fuse, which is the main engine fuse according to the Beta Marine manual.
On the starter motor.
On the starter motor, and it is blown. So we think that's the issue. We're going to go up to Hinckley.
They've got a Halfords there.
They've got a Halfords, and it's just a regular blade fuse. But this one is rated at a 30. What did you say? 30 amp?
Something, yeah.
It's a 30 something fuse. And
it's supposed to have a 40.
The manual says it's supposed to be a 40, so that could be why it's blown. We're going to see if we can find a 40. If not, we'll just get another 30, because it obviously works for a certain time until we can get a new one.
We'll probably just buy a bunch.
Yeah,
just in case we do break them. Because, you know,
If at first you don't succeed, try again and buy them beforehand.
We've learned something new today.
Yep.
I'm going to get myself
cleaned
up.
And then we're going to go take a trip.
And then we're going to go take a trip to Halfords. Yeah.
So Maggie broke the boat again.
You're the one that tried to turn the engine on, so I think Ryan broke the boat. I think it's Ryan's turn. We blame Ryan this time. So I'm back in my lovely engine gear, which is super flattering, so I'm not going to show you that.
Yeah.
We've taken the bikes and we've ridden up to Halfords, which was only like a mile away, so that was good. Grabbed some new fuses. We couldn't find any 40
watt blade fuses in the size that we used.
In the size that we needed, so...
But that's what the 40 watt... Was it 40 watt? Yeah, 40 watt blade fuses is what the guide said we had to use. But
that's what the guide said we had to use, but there was a 31
and that's been,
in there.
It's obviously worked for a few years.
It's obviously worked since we've had the boat, so we just grabbed a couple more of those.
So we bought a pack of mixed fuses with 30 watts, just in case something else goes on the boat that needs a fuse, and we realised, oh, we don't have any fuses. Now we have fuses.
Now we have some fuses. Probably we'll never use them, but...
Better to have them and never use them than need them and never have them.
Yeah. So we are now prepared for any fuse eventuality. And we're going to get back into the engine bay, put the fuse in, and hopefully we will have
engine
power. It will start, basically.
If no engine noise comes out, it's RCR time.
Yeah. That's about our extent of what we can do. I know our engine bay isn't really that bad in terms of space, but it still feels very cramped.
Yeah.
When you have to get
we've had a couple of guys tell us so far that it's not a bad engine bay to move around in. They've been in much worse.
But I was getting to that little nook, which it requires some contortioning. Right. Get myself in here.
See, I wouldn't even be able to fit in that, and if I did...
You wouldn't get out again.
Maggie would be like, lifting the lid every day, like, dinner time Ryan, and just feeding me food. Here you go. Boop, boop.
Right, new fuse. Nice shiny new one. Let's see if I can find the thing again. It should be in here somewhere. That wasn't too hard, I found it.
Oh, good.
I just gotta try and...
finagle it in.
Yeah, because there's not a lot of space in there. I'm nervous about breaking it.
We've got spares, so...
I don't know if I can just like push it in.
Just push it in. Want to get a hammer?
But I can't see it either, so it's like I'm doing it all by feel, which is not
great.
Easy, yeah.
So right. It's in.
It's in.
We think.
It feels pretty solid, but I am doing this all by feel, so.
Yeah, it's really
I did put my phone down there and take a picture, and it looks okay.
Yeah.
I just gotta get out now.
So we can turn the engine on.
So we can try and turn the engine on, and hopefully
it'll make noise and vibrate and do all the stuff it normally does.
Alright, let's give this a go.
Alright, ready?
Right.
And we have to hold it for 10
Ooh.
seconds. Yeah, I know.
We've got lights and gauges. That wasn't happening before.
Nope.
Let's
promising.
Warm up some plugs.
It's alive!
Ryan, we fixed our own engine!
Yeah. It would have been pretty embarrassing if we called the RCR out and they're like, it's just a fuse.
We have engine power again, so it was the fuse. At least now we know for next time. Hopefully it doesn't happen again, but we know to check the batteries, then check that fuse, and we have spares in case that one decides to go again. We were going to move off the Ashby today, but it's already like 3 o'clock and that's not going to happen. We'll try again tomorrow. Time to wash up again and relax. So today we are finally heading off the Ashby.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. We've been meaning to head off the Ashby for
4 or 5 days?
yeah, 4 or 5 days. But first our generator decided to shear its bolts, and we stopped to get that fixed. And
then now fuse went on the starter motor.
Yep, on the starter engine. So we had to fix the fuse. Which actually, that was only like a day job, but
if we knew what it was, it would have been like a 15-minute job.
But all the troubleshooting and diagnostics, and then we had to go and get the new fuse. So,
not to mention getting the equipment to do the diagnostic working, Maggie.
I've never used a multimeter before. So, everything, cross your fingers, is all good now. We got no problems with our engine, our generator's working, our engine's working.
Yeah, they're all working quite well.
So now we have 6 miles to get to the junction onto the Coventry Canal, and then we're going to turn north.
Yes. Right.
Right.
So we are finally off the Ashby Canal and back onto the Coventry, and you made a turn like a pro. Didn't have to do any 3-4 point turns, just one smooth, consistent turn straight out.
I'm getting better.
Yeah.
I was always good, but
yeah.
I'm just getting better. We're on the Coventry Canal now, heading northwards. We've done the Ashby. Really enjoyed the Ashby.
Yeah, we spent a bit more time on there than we thought we would, obviously with engine problems and that, but it wasn't that much of a hassle.
There's certainly worse places to be.
We were of the opinion like, oh no, we're stuck in a pretty place for a few more days. How will we ever cope?
No, we really liked the Ashby. Really nice little canal. No locks. We haven't done a lock in months. Feels like months.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna find somewhere nice to moor up for today. We've done like 6 miles already, so that's enough cruising for one day.
Canal time.
Canal time, yeah.
I mean, like, we could do like what, 10 miles a day if we wanted to.
If we wanted
a little bit more, but why? Why would you need to do that many unless you had to go somewhere important?
Yes, so hopefully you've enjoyed this vlog, and if you have, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't, give it a thumbs down.
And don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm glad you speed up.
Yeah. So many boats.